We do the when Raw ends and it's time to begin. It's on the review with Jason, Agnew, and Braden. The B team who takes care of these things when John and Wai are actually away. All right.
We watch Raw, even though it's kind of shit. But when we get together, it's about to be...
Oh, fuck off.
Lit!
We will get into chatting about tonight's Monday Night Raw, and we will review Raw. There's no pause there. We're just going to review Raw. So we started things off tonight with a recap of Cass and Enzo. And then Enzo comes down, and he's on the ramp, and he's super happy, which I didn't really understand. But I guess it leads to the fact that he's got a new lease on life here. They announced that Cass and Enzo are going to have a match at Great Balls of Fire. Which, well, I think I like that idea much more coming out of this promo than I did going in. Enzo has a tear tattoo.
Yes.
Gangsta tear tattoo.
He's a murderer because he kills beats, Jay.
Oh,
he's going to be releasing a mixtape.
Is he?
Oh.
You going to get that? Are you on that? Is the Brady the producer of that?
I wish. I'm a very big fan of his. I feel like WWE is like, hey, this guy is such a great talker. He's so charismatic. He has this look that works. He's so out there. We love everything about this. Oh, what's the one thing people don't really like about him? He's not really a wrestler, but he's working on it. This guy is one day just going to leave WWE, and he's going to be fine. However, right now, he's killing it. I loved this. I thought this was good. When a tag team breaks up, and me and you do What's Next, we've covered Enzo and Big Cass for a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
And then watching them finally break up, I'm into this program, and he got a tattoo tear, which it looked like
you think it's real?
Pen. It literally looked like pen because he had something else. He has a Tupac tattoo, but only half of it, and it just says life on his gut there. So with pen or marker, he put like more life or something like that, meaning like new life or some new life, I think. Meaning like, he's starting over. This is the breakup, right? Like, so he's got to move on from his ex, So, I thought that was really funny. And he says like, oh, I've been through everything. I've been through like tables, ladders. I've been through hotel beatdowns. He basically is listing everything him and Cass have been through, saying, and the reason I've been through those things is because you weren't there for me, Cass. So it's just like, it works for me. I like it.
Yeah, he said Cass never really had his back. He says, what's the worst thing that Cass or Conor McGregor could do to him? They got to leave that alone. Knock him out on pay-per-view? Well, that's already been done. Confidence is something you can teach. That's what he is, confident and grateful. He's grateful to all the kids wearing certified G t-shirts and wigs to put food on his table. His mouth has never dug him a hole he hasn't been able to crawl out of, and he's crawled out of holes way bigger than 7 feet. Cass is nothing more than a 7-foot-tall catchphrase that he wrote. Don't be surprised when the merchandise check comes in and it says zero dimes. Unless Cass starts wearing a shirt that says Casshole. Hilarious. Both you and I went bananas for this line.
Remember when Edge started doing You Suck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cass is going to get Casshole for the rest of his life.
Okay, so you're not going to remember this, but in the 80s, and he just passed away, there was a wrestler named Outlaw Ron Bass.
Okay.
And I went to Maple Leaf Gardens to see Ron Bass versus Blackjack Mulligan, and the entire crowd was chanting Basshole.
Oh, see? Yeah. So, I feel like Enzo should come out in a shirt that says it.
Casshole?
Listen, going like way down the line here, does Cass change his name? Because now his name is just Big Cass.
No.
Is that your name for the rest of his, like, because you got Big E, Big Cass? Like,
oh, yeah. Well, maybe they'll have a feud about being big.
I'm just thinking, like, hey, now that,
It's not going to change his name.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
It's just Cass. He's going to be Big Cass.
Because his character could change. I thought Enzo doing this was really funny.
He's exceptional. He's exceptional on the mic. And this was a promo that it wasn't just his regular catchphrases and rhymes promo. It was much more detailed and also had a point to it. And it was weird because he did the Casshole thing and then the music started to play and then he was going to leave and then he picks up the microphone again. I'm wondering if he forgot something here.
I don't know. I feel like it was just like it
supposed to be?
Yeah, it made it fit in like he was just so hyped up that he had to say like one thing and he says, I ain't done yet because it's all eyes on me. Like, screw you, Cass. He mentions Tupac, actually.
He says he talks about the fact that part of him died and he cried a gangster tear and he's going to get Cass on Sunday, I guess.
He's going to murder Cass.
They then, as Enzo goes away and walks up the ramp, they cut to Cass in the back with Charlie. And Cass says to her, he's watching this on the monitor, and he says he's never heard someone talk so much yet say nothing. He's the star here. He won't be able to walk the walk. Oh, Enzo won't be able to walk the walk if he can't walk. And then Enzo jumps him, and there's a pull apart. That's all we saw of these guys the whole night. That was it. That's their segment.
That's okay, because if you didn't have security break them up, it'd just be Enzo getting beat up again.
Yeah.
So leave that for Sunday, because Cass just needs to kill him. Cass just needs to just destroy him and send him off, and go off into his own thing. And it's really funny because Cass just wears the plain black T-shirt now. His certified G is no longer on it. So
yeah, well, he's got to come out with his
Big Cass. Can't wait for that shirt. Sounds great.
Sasha and Bailey come out on the ramp. They're going to face Alexa and Nia in a tag match. And we made a decision here that I would be running down all the promos, and you get to run down the matches. So you get to run down this lovely tag match between these four girls.
Sasha Banks and Bailey, they come out to the entrance of Bailey's wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. And I thought that was really cute to see because Sasha's doing the whole Bailey thing. It's like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels teaming up in a tag team match on Raw, Jay. It's kind of like that. It's almost
Sasha and Bailey are like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels to you?
They used to be. In NXT they were. No, they're more like...
No, they're not.
They're like...
Okay.
Someone else. Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks and Bailey. This match goes exactly how you figured it would go. Nia Jax just working on everyone, beating down Bailey here. In my notes, I am in love with Sasha Banks, and Alexa Bliss matches make me very distracted. We get a double drop kick from Sasha.
That is analysis you don't get from Wai and John there.
Definitely.
You do not get that analysis.
Not enough. Because Wai will never tell you what diva he has a crush on.
And you have a crush on all of them.
Maybe.
They're not divas. They're women. They're athletes.
Yeah.
Listen to Stephanie. That's what she says.
It's true. I grew up on the word diva. I also hate the word knockout. I always hate that one too.
That's dumb. They should get rid of that.
Yeah. They should get rid of it. I'm just programmed that way. It sucks.
They're getting rid of TNA because it's Global Force now.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
All right, continue.
Nia hits this running move to the outside on Bailey.
All right, let's talk about this move.
Jason and myself got in an argument because it looks like a flying knee to the outside. So Bailey is seated against the barrier, and Nia runs at her with her knee, I think.
Well, sort of. To me, it reminded me of Andrade Cien Almas. And what we
balls to the face.
Yeah, it is the female version of balls to the face is what I thought this was.
What would that be called?
And I was thinking about this.
Oh, man.
No. You wanted me to outline this as I sat here and went through all these during our show.
He went through a lot of these names.
So I have come up with a few, and you guys can... And again, this is analysis you don't get from Wai and John. So if we use balls to the face, and we're all about being equal on this show, right?
Fair.
So I was thinking... maybe the vaginator.
Oh my god.
The vajayjay nene?
No, what? That's awful.
No, okay. How about there was a term that you used, and actually I'm the one who I think first said this term to you.
Yes.
The term is fupa.
Yeah.
Now, you know who told me that term first?
I don't know if you should say that. Yeah, you should.
No, I'm going to say who, because I don't care.
Yeah.
I used to work with Renee Paquette, who is now Renee Young, and she walked into the office and said something about a fupa, and I said, this is in 2006. And I said, what are you talking about? And she's like, fupa, fatty upper pussy area.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, and Renee was the one who coined this term. So I feel as though this could be the fupa flop. Or the
Fooplex.
You have the Fooplex, you like that? The Fooplex is good, or the Foopounding, one of the two.
Oh, my God.
See, Fooplex is good, but it doesn't represent the move. I feel as though there should be a move called the Fooplex.
This should be called the John is now making he's mad that he made this decision to have us on the show.
John's fine. John is fine, okay? Listen, there's another one that I came up with that I'm not going to say.
Oh, okay, good.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm not going to use that word. But I feel as though, listen, I think that Renee would respect the fupa word. I'm giving her full credit for that.
Fair.
You feel free to tweet Renee and just hashtag fupa and me.
Woofs. Fupa. Yeah, she'll love it. Do it. Well, Nia Jax hits the...
Go ahead, call it the Fooplex. That's fine.
But the Fooplex...
Okay, the Foopounder? You guys come up with
balls
terms.
To the face just rolls off the tongue.
I know it does.
Balls to
you
the
wanted
face.
that balls to the face?
Rolling off the tongue.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sure. It's the running knee from Nia Jax, and that seems to be the devastator here in this match. We go back into the ring. Basically, Alexa Bliss keeps tagging herself in with Nia, beats on Sasha Banks, slaps her around, and keeps tagging back Nia in, basically making Nia do all the heavy lifting. We get a huge backbreaker from Nia Jax onto Sasha Banks. Sasha sells it like she died. Again, more slaps from Alexa Bliss. A giant bear hug, one of Nia's popular moves, on Sasha Banks. Then Alexa tags in, surfboards her. This was at the end here, nothing really fancy. I'm not a huge fan of Nia Jax. Every time she wrestles, it's just like, it's not super believable. She's growing on me, but at the same time, not really working. Sasha Banks hits this like flying, shining wizard style knee on Alexa Bliss, gaining control. She hits the bank statement pretty much out of nowhere, and Alexa Bliss taps almost instantly. So Sasha Banks has made the women's champion tap out. Will she do the same thing on Sunday night?
That's exactly what it's classic booking right there. Classic. And I don't think she will. Because I think that they're I don't think so, because SummerSlam I think they're building to Nia and Alexa, which exactly, that's my sentiment.
Listen, like we've watched all of these women on NXT before they've came.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like all of them have gotten better. Alexa Bliss, we thought that she was brought up maybe a little bit too soon, but she's getting better.
She's great.
Well.
I mean, on the mic.
Yeah. Bayley, we always feared the main roster might ruin her,
and it has.
They kind of did.
100%.
And Nia Jax, well, she every time you think she's improved, she kind of does the same thing, and that's kind of this here. Like, I really liked her in the Gauntlet match. Was it last week?
I didn't. I hated that whole match.
And I liked her there, but this, I just don't like her. She's just not.
How could you like that? Like, you said you liked Nia in that match,
I liked the match in general, but I hated it. I thought she was better.
I thought the finish was terrible.
What? It's whatever. I knew.
No, it's not whatever.
I knew Sasha was going to win.
No, not that part of it. The part that we just saw Joe choke out Lesnar earlier in the show, and then we're seeing Sasha choke out Nia, and it looked like garbage.
Fair, that is fair.
Completely poorly booked.
I don't really like her. I just say every time I think she's getting better, she's also not. So I kind of don't want to see her ever be in this main spot, especially at SummerSlam. It should be Sasha Banks winning the title at SummerSlam and finally going on a reign that she should be owning it.
Play out that Sasha and Bayley story that everyone's wanted.
Yeah, just redo that.
Everyone,
right?
I mean me.
It's in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's in Brooklyn.
So
again.
hey, you have the magic of Sasha and Bayley.
You're not getting
that they just.
That would have been so smart that you just said that. That would have been so smart.
Hey, it still could happen.
It's not going to.
She can beat Alexa Bliss, and boom, you could have Nia Bayley, Nia
Alexa without
title.
it.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make sense. But I mean, I think that if you actually did that, and who won that? Bayley won?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is to me the greatest women's match I think in WWE. Like, I don't think I've seen a better women's match.
The Iron Woman? Was that the Iron Woman?
No, it was the
that
one
was just
before.
a match.
That was just a match.
Wow.
Like, I can watch that match over and over again.
Was that last year? That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. They should do that. That would be smart.
Yeah.
Play that history.
Just redo old NXT storylines.
No, but talk about that. It's already happened there, and we're going to do it again. We're going to do like a trilogy type of thing.
Fair.
It's booking. It's crazy booking, like Omega and Okada right there.
There you go. Honestly, like those women really had great matches. So,
they did.
So I would really be like, that is a match that would sell me instead of Alexa Bliss.
All right.
Nia Jax. Book it.
Angle's on the phone. They're still talking about this, whatever's going on with Angle, and he's talking to someone about his personal business, and then Braun Strowman interrupts. Braun Strowman tonight had a much better night than Marcus Strowman. Just saying. Marcus Strowman has something wrong with his finger, we think. Anyway. So Strowman interrupts. He wants to know what Angle is going to do because he wants competition. Braun says Roman won't be there on Sunday because he beat him up so bad last week. Angle says to his knowledge Roman will be there. Braun says he wants competition tonight, and since Angle is an intelligent man, kind of funny, he'll figure something out. And then Braun is going to go to the ring by the end of tonight's show. They then play a vignette which tells the story of Brock and Joe. Right on through, there's stills of Joe with the ROH title that they threw in here, which is interesting. Lots of NXT footage, clips of Brock destroying people, clips of Joe choking out Paul, both of their confrontations where Joe kind of got the upper hand. A good package. I thought that was going to be it tonight, but there was more later. Recap should have been. You didn't like this next one. Anyway, we'll get there. There's a recap of 205 Live from last week. The Noam Dar versus Cedric Alexander program continues on because Noam Dar, he's taking the mic and talking to Alicia Fox after the match. Oh, no, the match happens. No, sorry. What happens here? It's just talking about they cut out of this and they go to Cedric Alexander, who's in the ring.
Yeah, he cuts a babyface promo straight from the pages of, Vince McMahon. So it was so cookie cutter. I don't care what he said.
He says that the Alicia Fox stuff is over and Noam Dar better get on down to the ring and he's going to put him in a neck brace to match Alicia. Not much charisma here. I agree with you.
Listen, Cedric Alexander, he was the chosen one, Jay. He was the one who was supposed to go against the Darks. I don't know, whatever that is. Listen, Cedric Alexander could have been like the Long Beach shows if he were to not sign with WWE. Instead, he's cutting a promo on Alicia Fox and Noam Dar about their neck braces. Sure, he's getting paid, whatever. But this guy deserves so much more. This was the guy that Triple H came out and said, you want me to sign him? Sure, I'll sign him to 205 Live.
Right.
So it's just very strange because this guy, man, he was on fire for like 2.5 seconds and they said, we own you now and this is what's going to happen.
Can't you say that about all of the cruiserweight division?
Of course. But he was one of the guys that like really got over, I thought.
Well, sure.
Like, I connected with him. So like as a like viewer, I feel like a lot of people thought that about him, that he was really good. And I mean, he got injured, sure, but is he the guy to dethrone Neville? Probably not after this showing. This was a squash match here. Nothing happened in this. Like the notes on this, lumbar check. That's it. So
okay.
Like there's 205 stuff. Is do they just end it? Like what do you do? Do you continue with this?
No, they're continuing for now.
Because when you bring in the cruiserweight storylines that maybe some of the Raw audience don't really watch, you can tell they're confused.
We had a guy call last night say that Enzo should go to 205.
Hey, if he loses on Sunday, he might be going there.
He shouldn't. Look how good he was opening tonight.
He would cut amazing promos on the King.
That no one would see.
Yeah.
LeVar Ball segment. There's a vignette here about the LeVar Ball segment and how it made headlines. Everyone was talking about it.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. They failed to mention the apologies after the N-bomb was dropped last week. Yes. But everyone was talking about it. So Miz TV is next, featuring the Miztourage. That is the new name for Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Bo Dallas is wearing a suit with this headband type of deal going on.
Bo Dallas has one glove on. Hey, you remember why he always wore that one glove? Wasn't it? Isn't it his grandpa or his? So we got corrected about this years ago. We made fun of Bo Dallas in NXT for wearing one glove.
Was it to do with blackjack?
Yes.
And yes. Blackjack always wore one glove?
Yeah, I believe so. So he even though he's decked out looking like he's a biker dude,
still wears the glove?
Wearing the one glove. Very funny.
All right, Maurice is in the ring, and she doesn't look angry this week. More on that later. Miz says he exposed Lonzo Ball last week, and he'll be the biggest bust in NBA history. He'll let down more fans than Steve Nash ever did. Ooh, yeah, because, of course, they're in Phoenix tonight. Cut a promo on Dean Ambrose and his wasted potential. He hit on everything that we say all the time. Ambrose was supposed to be a big deal. He was supposed to be Roddy Piper. He was supposed to be the guy breaking out of the Shield. And he just fails because he's wacky. And Dean Ambrose can't handle success. Completely all truth to the Miz promo here. Dean then comes out and he says, everything that you said, Miz, it was true. But he wants a rematch and he wants it tonight. He walks down to the ring and then Heath Slater's music hits.
Oh my God, I marked out.
Heath says that the last man to beat Miz was Heath Slater. He's never had a shot for any singles title, and he's been there for 8 years. He's earned the opportunity for his kids. Dean says he needs to wait his turn. Miz says they'll get their rematch when he says so, and he does an impression of Heath. Says they got to get out of here. They got to go to a party. The Miztourage and him got to go to a party.
4th of July party in the hills.
Yeah,
Jay.
Sure. Angle then comes out. Listen. Angle's terrible. Angle walks out in his jeans and suit top, like
with a really deep V-neck.
He looks like he belongs in Impact Wrestling here because that's how like Pritchard walks. At least Angle shaves, and he walks and he's raising his arms and he's playing to the crowd. It's like, no, you're out there for a goddamn reason. Don't play the up to the you suck chant.
Did you just compare Bruce Pritchard like Impact's Bruce Pritchard now to like wow, that's
Kurt Angle.
Wow.
Do you wear the? I meant for his attire.
I can't stand.
No, me neither. Oh. I can't stand Angle. I hate him in this role. I hate him.
One of my favorites of all time, Kurt Angle.
Great.
And you're right. It's just so weird because they're also chanting "You suck," and he's like loving. He's like having a ball every time. He's like, oh,
I mean, it's all like they say it because they like him and they're interested in seeing him. And it's all, but I don't know. Just ignore it and get on with this promo. You're out there for a reason,
right?
Miz mentions his go deal with your personal problems and go talk to Corey Graves. Miz then says he'll defend his title like Great Balls of Fire, but he needs an opponent and Kurt must name him. Kurt says, how about both? And I'm like, Miz versus Ambrose versus Slater in a three-way? That's weird.
I'm in.
But no, it's Sunday versus Ambrose and tonight versus Slater, and it will start now. They go to a commercial break. Come back, Miz is in, he takes his suit jacket off, but he's basically in his suit.
Looks like Miami Vice.
Selling ice cream.
Yeah.
He's versus Heath Slater. Ambrose is on commentary. I think the biggest part of this match that you're going to talk about is Miz splitting his pants.
Yeah, at some point in this match, Miz does split his pants. Very, very exciting. Heath Slater here just keeps trying to get a quick roll-up right up the top, backslides, near falls, and the crowd is eating everything about this. I feel like no matter what crowd in a U.S. city, Heath Slater mentions he's got kids and the double wide or whatever, and they loved it.
It's a gimmick that gets over. I like Heath a lot.
I loved Heath since he's been here. He actually is so funny. He feels like one of the most natural people on the microphone because I actually believe everything that comes out of his mouth. So he could have 8 kids. I don't know. He could have no kids, Jay. But I believe that he has kids.
It's all comedy, but it is entertaining. I find him entertaining. He fills that Santino quota.
Yeah, he does.
Right
like
now,
he's very funny. Like the way he talks, I've been a fan of his.
The best part of this match was actually had nothing to do with what happened in the ring.
It happened to do with
Ambrose.
Oh, right, yeah. During this match, Ambrose makes fun of the fact that The Miz calls his new entourage the Miztourage, and Dean Ambrose says, whoever came up with the Miztourage, it's almost as bad as the Great Balls of Fire. Who came up with that one?
And then Ambrose just shut up.
He disappeared.
He kind of disappeared off commentary at this point. I'm just wondering if he got in trouble for that because it's what everybody's thinking. Let's face it.
But back to the match, we get this crazy inverted atomic drop. If The Miz was ever thinking he wanted kids with Maurice, well, Heath Slater just stopped that. It's his gimmick. Don't do it. The Miz's pants are split. Miz hits his DDT. Heath sells it like death. 2 count only. The Great Balls of Fire thing. Dean still not talking. Heath ducks a giant yes kick and hits a flapjack. Only a 2. Miz does his patented clothesline in the corner. Heath gets this crazy power slam off the top rope. And like I said, this crowd was super hot for this. I feel like they were probably hot for this more than anything tonight. Axel gets involved, who Dean mentions looks like a dad, which I agree, he did look like a dad. That's Curtis Axel, by the way. He gets involved. Rhino chases him around, but they all gang up and beat on him. This obviously distracts Heath Slater. Gets the skull-crushing finale from behind, and Miz retains. But distraction finish always. Then finally, Dean tries to go down and help him, but he ends up getting the skull-crushing finale as well. So the Miztourage is standing tall.
Yeah, notable at the end of this, on top of that, is that Miz and Maurice kiss. So they've dropped the angle of Maurice being pissed off at Miz. And through last week's segment with the Ball family, Maurice was still pissed at Miz from the grandfather clock segment earlier.
Right.
And they were playing that out. That's been dropped as of this particular episode of Raw.
Yeah, I mean, once that Ball segment happened last week, maybe they're like, screw it, just let it go. Because he plays off the fact, hey, I'm the must-see wrestler. He always says, I'm the must-see superstar, blah, blah, blah. But he's actually right here because, look at all these views and people. I've had so many non-wrestling fans being like, "Hey, what's the deal with that? Like, I saw that. Like, what's going on with that?"
I guess it works.
More so, I saw the guy drop the F-bomb.
Yeah,
on
well,
TV.
that's what it is.
But like, hey, a view is a view, and like that, he's got to have so many. So the fact that he's getting that should kind of be his role all the time, where they kind of like purposely aim for that kind of stuff. Like, not so much people dropping bad words on TV, but like maybe.
The celebrity, he does
something.
Well, the only thing good about Miz is he's so good that he can take a segment like that, or even if a segment goes out of control, he can rein it in.
Yeah, for
he
sure.
is very, very good at what he does.
Yeah, like he definitely is for me. Like it's always is in ring, but even that sometimes he has really good matches. So he's always improving.
Apollo and Titus are in the dressing room. Titus says he's heard Braun is looking for competition, and he would do it himself, but he thinks it's a Titus brand thing, and Apollo should fight him tonight. Titus starts talking about Apollo's daughter, looking at him because Apollo's reluctant. So he's like, "What when your daughter looks at you and he asks you how it was to defeat Braun?" And then Apollo's like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm going to face Braun tonight." Then they chant, "Cruz can't lose.
Cruz can't lose. Cruz can't lose."
I think I don't want that part. But does Terry Crews say that? Cruz can't lose. I love Terry Crews, and I don't much care for Apollo.
I'm only on season 2.
Oh, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Such
a good show.
Very funny on that.
Such a good show.
I'm late.
Goldust is in the director's chair. He's in the middle of the ring. He quotes Saw, and he says, "Let the game begin." The Shattered Truth is his latest masterpiece. He thanks the little people like R-Truth. With this film, Goldust will do one thing R-Truth has never been able to do himself, and that is make R-Truth a star. He then throws to the video, and they've added music, basically, and making really dramatic the whole beatdown in the match that he did on Truth last week, or him and Truth had that 2 minutes. I'm shocked the cameraman was actually filming last week.
Yeah, the gold camera guy? Yeah.
I was completely convinced that was a prop, but no, it was rolling last week, and they managed to put it together. And then Truth comes... Oh, when they come back out of watching this, Truth is in the ring behind Goldust, who's sitting in the chair watching it, and they brawl.
Yeah.
I guess they're going to have a match on Sunday.
Goldust, R-Truth. Great Balls of Fire pre-show. Be there. That's what it sounds like. This was awful.
You hated this.
Oh, man.
I want Goldust to get away from R-Truth, but I do like him.
Listen. Goldust, his younger brother, doing great things right
Cody.
now. Doing really good things right now. Just like, I'm done with this character.
I'm not. I think he's got a resurgence.
He had it, Jay.
No, he
and
can
a lot
do it
of kids
again.
know who he is because he came back and helped Cody beat the Shield a few years ago.
He can do this
and ever
again.
since then, he's been coasting. Now it's like, ooh, let's go back to like your old gimmick, but we can't be that.
Can't do the homophobic
you can't
stuff.
do any of that stuff that made you popular. So I don't know. Having I was kind of like, where was the camera guy? Why wasn't he there? Because they're showing the already finished product. I don't know.
If you build Goldust a bit, there's a natural program with The Miz.
It's just not money enough for me. Like, that doesn't sell me. Like, hey, you watching the pay-per-view tonight? Oh, I don't know who's on. Well, Goldust is taking on The Miz.
Yeah, well, no one's going to... Yeah. It's an undercard program.
Yeah,
it's not a main program.
I just feel like we have a lot of undercard programs.
Angle's in his office. He's still on the phone talking about his personal business.
Checking his Bumble matches.
Cesaro and Sheamus come in. Angle says, since we've done all the other gimmicks already, he names them off. Angle's made this weekend's match a 30-minute Iron Man match with the Hardys. Honestly, I don't care how good this is. I don't want to see these two teams for 30 minutes. I don't want to see these two teams again. I want to see the fucking Revival.
Where the fuck is the Revival, Jay? Where the fuck is the Revival?
Why is the Revival
Sorry,
not
I don't watch Main Event.
They were on Main Event or whatever the hell I think it's Main Event still, and they were facing Gallows and Anderson. Why is the Revival not in a program with the Hardys making fun of them being broken, dropping stupid references, and taking they don't have the titles anymore. As I say that. They're the ones who should have took the
Sunday, Jay.
Maybe Hardys get the titles back, and then the Revival gets in there. Please, give me the Revival.
We sound like
Raw.
NXT because we do NXT talk. No. We sound like NXT hipsters.
I want those two
They're
just
so
to
good.
talk.
I just want Scott Dawson and Dash too.
Dash is fine too.
Yeah, you know what? I think we wait out for them to just destroy the Hardys. The Revival are on a level of the Young Bucks to me. The Young Bucks I treat as wrestling like royalty in my eyes because every time I watch a Young Bucks match, I walk away being entertained. I know I won't be let down ever.
But that's what Sheamus says. He says, "Are you not entertained?" And I say, "No, I am not, sir."
Most likely not if he's in the match. But him and Cesaro, I'm a big fan of. I am excited with this gimmick. Jay, I am a huge Hardy Boys mark. Part of the reason I love wrestling so much is because of the Hardy Boys when I was younger. So even though they've broken my heart over the years with things they've done as a young fan watching wrestling, I still go back to them. I still love them. But they've never been in a 30-minute Iron Man tag team match. So I'm interested, I guess.
Great.
Sure.
Okay.
But you just sold me even more because the Hardys should win and face the Revival and have a feud with the Revival.
Yeah, because I don't want to see the Revival versus Sheamus and Cesaro because they're both heels.
No.
All right, so Cesaro says he wants competition tonight. Angle says, well, you can go fight Braun. And Cesaro says, no, I want Balor. And Angle's like, yeah, cool. And then he takes a call. And he's like, hey, this is me.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, it's me.
Do you
hey, this is me.
Like that?
Yeah. Hey, it's me.
Cesaro and Finn Balor sounds exciting.
Sure.
See, that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
And then they're going to give it to me for free in about 5 minutes.
Seth Rollins comes to the ring. Kurt Hawkins is already in the ring. Hawkins says he should be facing Strowman tonight. Last week, people didn't believe in him, and his feelings were hurt. He insults the people of Phoenix. He takes a survey for the fans, and then Rollins grabs the mic and punches Hawkins in the face, and they wrestle.
Well, they didn't.
You got very upset here.
Listen, Seth Rollins is the guy that you go, hey, didn't everyone that used to like that guy? Was he cool for like a little bit? He was going to be cool. Like, remember The Miz just cut a promo mentioning all the failures of Dean Ambrose?
Yeah.
I wish he did one on Seth Rollins right at this point.
You're not allowed to say now. Kenny Omega, though.
Sorry. Listen, I've become a New Japan snob, as a lot of people have recently. Kenny Omega is a god. And you just... The knee, it makes me mad. I don't know. It's not, I don't dig it.
Well, explain what you're talking about.
Oh, he's not wearing a shirt that says Seth freaking Rollins on it, because I fucking hate that shirt. He switched it to say Kingslayer, so maybe that's
not
great.
Much better.
I mean, it's better than Seth freaking Rollins. So.
Neither is good.
Not even like 10-year-olds say freaking. Like, I went to my brother's 8th grade graduation. How old are you? Like 13 there? No, none of those kids say frickin'.
Yeah,
freaking.
They say fuck.
Yeah, and like Seth Rollins, it makes me so frickin' mad. GD. Yeah, Seth Rollins is like the guy that they were like, we don't need CM Punk. We got Seth Rollins. He's here for us, and he's just dropped the ball. Not because of his injury, but maybe because of that. It's just, he's so... everything I don't like now. Like, he's not even delivering in his matches anymore for me. He's doing the same stuff, and now he's stealing, knee moves and stuff like that.
Okay, so you're talking... You still not explain. So you're talking about the finish of this, this little thing.
So like Okada, Omega, like the knees, like the Rainmaker into the Kenny Omega knees. So
right.
It's like, it's just like...
completely ripped off from something very recent.
Yeah, okay. Dude, like, come on. Do better than that. He had a sick move, and they took it away because they don't want people getting concussions. So then he did the pedigree.
The curb stomp. Then he got the pedigree, and then they dropped that because that program's done.
Yeah, so then you move on to this move, and I just feel like...
you can't do the Phoenix Splash
this
all the time.
Exactly, and that's okay. Keep that for the special ones. But this is not a great move for him to be just... And I don't know. Can you see him ending a match in WrestleMania with this just his knee move? Kurt Hawkins sells it because he teaches kids how to sell. So it's fine. But not everyone knows how to do that. So it's like, I don't know. Use it as a move because that's what Omega does. Omega uses the knee trigger as a setup move. So I don't know.
Maybe he'll do the Ulster Plantation next.
Yeah.
And then Killian Dane won't be able to use it anymore.
One-Winged Angel. Yeah. He'll do the Rainmaker. Yeah. He'll do all sorts of... He'll do the Styles Clash.
He'll be Seth NJPW Rollins.
Wow, fantastic.
Seth calls out Bray Wyatt after this match. He will prove Bray is not a god this weekend, and he calls him a coward. Not inspired. Then they try a segment here, a via satellite interview with Brock Lesnar sitting there with Paul and Joe. This is very UFC. It's what they used to do on like UFC telecasts when they were promoting a pay-per-view, and had the two guys in different rooms, but they were both at the arena. They made that very clear. Joe's very serious in this, and Brock is the cocky champion. Now Joe says he's all he's done is make statements since he got this spot, so now he has questions. And Joe starts to talk to Heyman, and Brock interrupts, and he says, whoa, no, you're not facing Paul on Sunday. You're facing me. Talk to me. And he says Sunday he'll walk in champ, and he'll also be leaving as champ, and that's just how things are going to work. Brock says that. Joe is really pissed in this whole thing, and Brock is laughing. I thought this made Joe look very minor league. He's always been such a cocky... You know how Joe's cocky and confident, and that's when he's at his best?
Kind of sly, cool, collective. Maybe.
Yeah. Doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve. And that's all he became Yelly Joe. Like TNA Yelly Joe here. And I didn't much care for this.
I like this because he's getting so mad that he's like, all right, I'm done talking.
But when you get that mad, and I've heard this in UFC a lot, where they say when you let your emotions take over, you lose the match.
Fair.
So I don't know if that's what they're going towards, because they're not going to take the title off Lesnar.
Like, you know as well as I do, like, you can hurt people with words way more than you can hurt people than actually fighting them.
So continuing on with this, Brock name drops a bunch of people he's beat. Joe rhymes off some people he's beat, which is not a comparable list.
No, but it's also not fair, because Brock could have been like, yeah, well, I've beaten The Undertaker. I ended the streak. I had beaten Cena.
I beat Mark Hunt.
yeah. And then you could have had Joe been like, yeah, well, he could have named more. But
he could have gone back in time.
He could have, and it could have been a really good list, but they didn't, so it's fine.
Joe then takes off his mic and he tries to find Brock. It cuts to Joe walking in the hall. It's good they had the camera there. He's cut off by agents, and then Angle's there, and he finds the room where Brock is, but Brock, as Joe is held back, Brock just taunts him, and then Joe is dragged away, and it makes Joe look pretty desperate, in my opinion.
Okay. Jay, we have talked about this show. Again, going to our show, which you should listen to every Thursday. What's next?
I'm sure
we have mentioned Joe versus Brock as one of our dream matches.
Oh, man, I'm still looking forward to this, and it is definitely...
This program is hot. I'm not saying I didn't like this. I actually like this. The only issue is I wanted to see them kind of go at it just one last time, because so far Joe has the advantage, and like you just said, it kind of made Joe look, what did you say, minor league kind of?
Yeah,
it did. So that's why I wanted them to fight to kind of even that back out.
But Joe's already got the advantage twice.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that this is going, if you were to be able to book it out in a scenario where Brock is underestimating his opponent and, therefore you have Joe get the win here, but you're not pushing towards that. I'm curious to see. I'm very, very excited about this match.
Yes.
And I'm curious. This is my main event on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, by far, I don't care what else.
We talked about how this would be like a main event.
WrestleMania. Like this is so... I'm looking forward to this so much.
This is hot too. Like online, like their YouTube clips of this whole feud week to week is like there's so many views of this.
Great.
People are very interested in this because you're having your mainstream WWE people, and then you're having everyone else who knows of Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
So it's just very interesting. I feel like they got us everyone. This is a dream match.
It is.
I can't
it's
even
one of my
think
dream
of
matches.
anything.
Yeah.
What's another one of your dream matches?
Well, Undertaker and Sting.
Right now. Realistically,
Oh.
what's a dream match that you would want to see?
I mean, a lot of people would say they want to... See, the nice thing about this is it's never been done, because the other one you think of immediately is AJ and Nakamura, right? But that's been done.
You know what? But I'll count that. It's going to happen this year.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Whether or not be Mania or SummerSlam.
Maybe SummerSlam,
I want to see John Cena and Tanahashi from New Japan. I want to see that. Your revival in Young Bucks. It's going to happen one day.
Okay. But you're okay. So you're saying that you have these two in the same organization... So you can actually do this match.
Yes, sure. I mean, Omega's going to be in WWE one day, so when we have that AJ Styles
that's
match,
a while now.
That AJ Styles match sounds really good there for Omega and AJ. But yeah, Brock and Joe, like that's been a dream match.
Yeah.
And it's finally happening, and it's just at great balls of fire. So it's like, it's very interesting because sure, Joe could just lose and it's gone. But I feel like maybe down the line it could have
I think this match
program as well.
Brock will win.
Sure.
But it's going to go like 25 minutes.
Okay.
Actually, now that they got this stupid tag team match, like...
It's a half hour.
That's a half hour right there.
But these WWE
but here, before, like, so 25 minutes, and it's like Brock barely wins.
Sure.
We're talking like both of them are not... Brock is taken right to his limit here. And
so then it's able to open it up down the line.
Yeah, I want to see it again.
This SummerSlam or whatever. Maybe it is a Mania down the line.
Yeah.
It's just like I feel like it's something that people would watch again.
This is WWE's Omega Okada.
Let's not get crazy, but let's see Samoa Joe do a side moonsault to the outside.
Speaking of Omega Okada, the cruiserweights are next, and Neville versus Mustafa Ali, and Neville wins this match.
Is that your notes on this match? Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Mustafa Ali, he hits a crossbody. There's a satellite DDT in there. Neville sends him to the outside, but he makes the count. Neville is just a beast. He hits him with this crazy pop-up face plant. Yeah, this was just a squash. Ali goes for like this roll, but lands into this clothesline, gets turned inside out, and then rings of Saturn, and that's it. He taps out.
Guys, next up, going to break, they show us Bray Wyatt walking around in the desert. And that is supposed to keep you tuned in over the commercial break. Because they're like up next. Because they're in Phoenix, so they're near desert, right? They're in Arizona.
It's very fear and loathing.
This fucking sucks.
Bray Wyatt is someone I want to like so much.
No,
I'm into such spooky things.
No.
I love like all that. I like horror movies.
You liked him. We all liked Bray Wyatt when he showed up.
Yeah, I don't like him now.
Just think about what The Rock did when he took his character. And there's an evolution to the character, and things change. Bray hasn't changed at all. He's the exact same rambling, bumbling guy. Not bumbling, just rambling. So he's walking around in the desert.
He's looking for the naked man in the desert.
He talks about the sun. He thinks he's a god. This is garbage. I don't care. I'm skipping it. I don't care.
I don't like this. This is just strange. Like it's just,
and it's him and Rollins, two people I have zero interest in.
That's the thing. Like both these guys are potentially big stars, and I feel like kids love them.
Take them off the pay-per-view, and give Joe and Brock more time.
Sure, let's do that. These two will just fight in the desert.
Great, cool. It's a desert match.
I don't know. This is very fear.
Send him to Burning Man and have him fight at Black Rock City.
I'm in. I'll go. I'll film it.
Alexa's walking through the halls. They cut out of the Bray Wyatt debacle. Charlie runs up and asks if she's worried that Sasha's victory is foreshadowing what may happen on Sunday. Alexa says she let her win tonight to give her a false sense of security, and Charlie was like, no one believes that. And Alexa says, no one cares what you think. That's why you're holding a microphone, and I'm holding the championship. And I will still have the championship getting out of here on Sunday. It was fine.
Jay, Raw is long.
Oh, man.
Raw is so long.
I know, man.
John Wai. Holy.
I watched 3 hours of Slammiversary last night, and it went by far faster than this.
Yeah, it did.
Tonight.
And we PBR. Like, this Ultimate Warrior 7-Eleven cup was full of water. Yeah. It's empty now, Jay.
Balor, his entrance, Cesaro comes out with Sheamus, the Hardys come out in street clothes, they go to the commentary booth, Matt says, I think wonderful or something like that.
Wonderful!
Yeah. The Drifter got involved and Finn was distracted.
Sure. Cesaro and Finn Balor, that is a match that definitely would get my interest. And tonight, this was that night, I guess. It was kind of weird because these two were like, let's have a really good match in the time we were given. But at the same time, they're focusing on the Hardy Boys on commentary. So it kind of takes away from the match, obviously. Yep. So I just feel like it didn't really deliver for me. It was a really good match. It's just like it just wasn't really anything good there. Jeff says that his teeth are still hurting from being kicked out by Sheamus. The Hardys have never been in an Iron Man match. Cesaro hits this crazy super strong suplex that he always does. Finn is trying to get Cesaro in position for things, and the Drifter comes out like you said. Huge uppercut by Cesaro, and everyone in the building thought that was it, but Finn kicked out. Elias Sampson eventually pulls the leg of Finn, distracting him again. But the Hardys, them Hardys, they wild, and they come out and they start beating on everybody, and everybody's fighting. It's chaos. And then Finn somehow gets Cesaro in there. Oh, Finn hits the dive to everyone, which is pretty cool. And then Finn hits the coup de grace and wins over Sheamus. So that was good because that's the right call. Finn Balor, I feel like, is your guy just waiting in limbo here with this Drifter program, waiting for this to drift over and then, I don't know, go against Brock, go against someone who is way above this league that he's in right now with the Drifter.
He'll go against Bray Wyatt next.
Honestly, like, that makes sense, but...
It makes sense for the Demon.
it makes sense for like a SummerSlam or a Mania. Like to be honest, like that with the entrances.
The
and
entrances
stuff,
is all. That's
crazy,
an entrance
right?
match.
It would be crazy. It's just like at this point, Bray Wyatt's with Seth. I don't know. This is a holding pattern, I think, for Finn Balor, which sucks because when he came in just after Mania, I just watched his 24 special on WWE Network, which those are phenomenal. Those 24 specials are really good, and it just kind of shows you like the crowd wanted him to come out when Brock was there with the championship the night after Mania, and they didn't go with that, and it kind of like really slowed down Finn Balor again. So,
he's lost right now.
And I think it's that exact point, because if he were to come out and challenge Brock that night, that program would have been done or over with, whatever. It would have made him way better than he is right now. Instead, he's drifting away.
Braun does come out here to finish up tonight's show. He gets in the ring and he grabs the mic and says, there are a few things in this world that I like more than hurting Roman Reigns. Reigns is too stubborn to stay down, so he keeps putting him down. If Roman shows up at Great Balls of Fire, he's going to leave the exact same way he did last week, in the back of an ambulance. It's an ambulance match, so that makes sense. He yells at Kurt to send out his competition for Braun. I don't know if we weren't supposed to know what was happening here. Maybe the crowd didn't know, but I was like, well, Titus is coming out with Apollo. And then Titus does come out, and he's like,
yeah, it was weird.
Braun, you're a big man with a big plan. And Titus introduces Apollo. We already knew this. Listen, this match happened. Braun beat on Apollo. There was one spot, and it's the only spot we have to talk about. It's also the finish. It was very dangerous, but both of us jumped out of our seats when this happened.
Yeah, I tried to find the gif of it already, and like it keeps getting taken down by WWE because they just don't want footage of one of their employees dying on screen in this match. So Apollo Crews has this signature move that a lot of guys do.
Yeah.
They lay you down on the mat on your back, and then they do a standing moonsault.
That's right.
So Apollo Crews goes to do the standing moonsault. Apollo Crews is a big cat. Like,
he's a big, yeah.
Like, seeing him do this move is shocking enough most of the time. However, mid-move, Braun Strowman doesn't get his knees up, but like gets his boots up and decides to boot Apollo Crews mid-moonsault, sending Apollo Crews halfway across the ring, and oh my god!
Yeah, onto his neck.
Okay?
I mean, it was bad. The ref ran over right away to check.
Right away, they're like, "Whoa, okay." He bounced on his neck, his shoulder, his back. He looked like he was the size of Enzo Amore, and he's not.
Yeah.
So wow, they showed it in slow motion almost instantly, and we got the same reaction in slow motion. The poor guy. I hope he's okay, but wow, it's super funny because he's bouncing around. It literally he just boots him out of the air.
Yeah, it was the finish of the match. He then, I think, power slams him after that. Sure.
He power slams him once, gets the pin, but then lifts him at the count of 3, does it again, and then finally hits him with it. And then, I don't know, he power slams like a million times.
Yeah, Titus comes in after that. He beats up Titus. He grabs Apollo, tosses him into the back of the ambulance. And as he's going to the ambulance, I'm like, yeah, Reigns is in there. And then he wasn't, and I'm like, Reigns is driving. And I don't think you believed me, but sure as shit, Braun hits on the back of the ambulance, doesn't go anywhere. He goes over. The weird thing is he, like, looks into the window. It's like, well, can't you just see that Reigns is sitting there, you idiot?
Oh,
like,
is that Roman Reigns in there?
Whoa, let me get a little closer. My eyesight, I'm a big guy, my eyesight's not that good.
What I want to know is, like, what did Roman Reigns do with this evil driver? The mystery of this driver that John Wai have been talking about. Like, Roman Reigns just drove it in there and been hanging out this whole time?
Just chilling.
What? It's so weird. Yeah, I thought he'd be in the back of it. But
yeah, I did too.
But then he wasn't. So I guess to kind of fool us yet
to fool everybody, yeah.
But yeah, sure, ambulance match. You knew this was coming. Like,
yeah,
if you didn't see Roman Reigns coming.
So they fight. Reigns spears Braun's off the stage into the tables and pads. It was safe. It was good.
Garbage. There was a lot of garbage.
Yeah, a lot of garbage and stuff. And then Braun did get up by the end of it, though. If there was a shot of Braun got up from this spear, so they're keeping this guy really strong. I'm not finished with you yet. I love that. I don't care.
How is that not on a shirt? I'm not finished with you yet.
Yeah.
That could be seen in so different ways. Like, what could it mean? I don't know. Like, that's what makes a good wrestling shirt, Jay. When it has a saying that has to do with wrestling, but then you don't know.
It's an innuendo?
No, you just don't know
if
it's wrestling. Like, I see people wearing Bullet Club shirts.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wear it. People be like, oh, like, nice shirt. Like, what is that?
Oh,
is that a band or something? So it's, you feel good. I'm not finished yet. Wait, what is it?
Finished.
I'm not finished with you yet. Oh, that could be a little too innuendo.
Okay.
I like it. I'll buy it.
We've been talking about this for an hour. Let's go to feedback.
When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts.
Okay. Oh, it's Alexander from Portland to start things off today. Not Poland. Portland. Remember that?
Sure.
Oh, no, that was Dave. That was my feedback with Dave. I read the whole thing and I thought he was from Poland.
Wow. I mean, do we have a listener from Poland? I'm sure we
probably do.
We have listeners from like all over the place. So
all over the world.
shout out all of y'all from wherever the hell you are.
Alexander says, Enzo's opening promo was fantastic. One of the best, if not the best, he's done. It's always great seeing comedic characters get serious to help build up a match. Curious how the tag team division will work in the coming months besides Sheamus, Cesaro, the Revival, and the Hardys. Who else is there? It seems that there's a common theme throughout most wrestling shows, thin tag divisions. Questions, what do you think will be the next superstar to main event WrestleMania for the first time? Or who do you think will be the next superstar to main event WrestleMania for the first time?
Yeah, Finn Balor, AJ Styles.
I don't know about that.
Maybe not right away, but first time. So
hot rumor on this year. You've heard it, right?
Roman Reigns? And
No,
Brock Lesnar?
not anymore.
Oh, what is it?
John Cena, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that's just okay.
No, John Cena, Roman Reigns. Sorry.
Oh.
John Cena, Roman Reigns.
I thought that was for SummerSlam. This SummerSlam.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, John
Is
Cena's
it?
a free agent, Jay. So what's going to happen after
Why wouldn't you do that for the... No, it's John Cena... So Reigns, Lesnar, SummerSlam, maybe with Braun involved.
Oh.
And then WrestleMania, Reigns, Cena.
Oh.
Reigns champion, Cena going for that... breaking the
that
fictional
match.
Ric Flair record.
Oh, I'm in with Cena versus Reigns. That sounds great. The problem is, who do people boo in that match?
Everyone. They boo them both. They just keep going,
change
boo.
the channel or some shit like that.
We are leaving.
Doug from Chicago. Hello. Enzo cut an awesome promo to start the show, and I sensed some hints of Cena in it. Do you see Enzo being pushed as a babyface directed towards kids with an overall theme of not giving up and facing diversity? That's exactly, like I said, Enzo Amore is like becoming this star. I feel like the wrestling part doesn't even matter with him right now because
It always matters.
it will
to a
matter,
degree.
but I feel like this guy's just gonna leave. He's just gonna get famous, become a rapper or actor, and then just leave.
Well, maybe he could end up having a career a bit like The Miz, where, the Miz he got better in the ring,
Yeah,
but he
sure.
was always a good mouthpiece, and now he's just an exceptional mouthpiece.
Fair. Yeah, I definitely see that because I see.
Imagine that. Imagine building up Enzo and having him do a program with The Miz.
Sure, do it.
That'd be good.
Listen,
I mean, the
Enzo
in-ring
Enzo hangs out with more famous people than The Miz.
Oh, okay.
Follow him on Instagram. You'll see.
Would I know those people?
Oh,
They're
might
not famous to me.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're famous. So I don't know. You should try that. Sure.
Mark from Vaughn is next. I love the build for Brock and Joe and how much effort they've put into Joe looking like a threat. It was good to see him being the aggressor tonight while Brock was more laid back since he's been here before. The segment didn't hurt either guy, and it elevated Joe even more. Well, I feel a little different about that one. Do you think they'll actually treat Joe like a main event level guy with the Brock program? I'm hoping that it has opened his eyes and he won't float back down to the upper card role without a push behind him. Well, I hope it does keep him up there. I laid out what I would do earlier in the show, so kind of answered that one.
Yeah, Joe is like if he loses against Lesnar, but like you said, maybe if he puts a really good showing, it'll help him. So I don't know. Where do you go next with them if they don't continue this feud? Joe versus can't do Balor because we've seen that in NXT. I mean, you could do it on Monday Night Raw, but
yeah, we've seen Rollins already. I don't know.
Yeah, he's already burning through people. So
Yeah,
not good. Where are we going next?
Great match between
Armbar. Great match between Neville and Ali. Too bad there's no credible babyface to seriously challenge Neville. Do you see anyone on the main roster or NXT roster that you think has potential to be the lead face for the cruiserweights? Enzo Amore. No. I want to say Cedric, but I just don't feel like he's there yet. I mean,
this is the weirdest question. I'm sorry.
Unrelated question. I noticed some of the wrestlers have really crooked teeth. Do you know if WWE provides dentistry / orthodontics because of all the hits to the face their stars take?
Here's all I know is
I feel like I need to put in a...
They're independent contractors, so I'm wondering if they do. Maybe not.
Is he making fun of Ali's teeth?
I don't know. Are Ali's teeth bad?
I'm not saying they're bad, but...
Yeah, you are. I don't know.
Perfect T. Like,
all right.
I mean, there's some sort of Isaac Yankem joke in here somewhere, but sure.
So we don't know.
Yeah.
Jeremy says, just a question this week. How would you improve the 205 Live guys? Get rid of the purple. Personally, I give them more wholesale or smaller venues.
Full Sail, maybe he means?
Maybe. I'd move it to... Yeah, so you wouldn't move it to wholesale. You move it to Full Sail University.
Full Sail.
I'm guessing I'm guessing he wrote this on his phone.
I'm guessing he means just sell it. Just get rid of 205.
Just get out!
Give it to wholesale. Is that a store?
No, it's not a store. It means you're wholesale.
Like,
you're selling in bulk.
I don't know if wholesale is a store in the United States, but it sounds like... Yeah, quickly Google this. But it sounds
you're selling
like...
in bulk.
It sounds like...
You're a wholesaler.
Like I can picture the infomercial or something.
He wants to move to smaller venues to give it that indie feel. Also, let them go all out. 205 Live could become WWE's version of ROH or PWG, where above all the in-ring is what gets guys over. Just feel these 205 guys are being wasted. Yeah, they are being wasted because the divide... We've talked about this. I mean, they would even be better if they were on SmackDown, so people would have an idea of who they are and what they do on their own show, because it's so disconnected being on Raw one night and then
like
taping
I said,
on SmackDown.
It's weird because you don't know the storylines are going on if you don't watch all of it. I guess you're supposed to be watching it all. It's weird because in the CWC, the Cruiserweight Classic, these guys look like they were putting on matches that they were putting on, and the quality of these matches were, like he said here, your Ring of Honor or your PWG or your New Japan. But now, since it's been its own show, they've been WWE Cruiserweight matches.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference there. I don't know if it's because that's how they're told to do. That's obviously what it looks like to me.
There was also a certain novelty on the Cruiserweight Classic too, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't forget, that's a first, and there's a novelty with that.
I just feel like the matches there, the guys look like they had more freedom. They're doing crazy spots. They're doing moves you don't see all the time. Here it's like, oh, a crossbody. Oh, a tornado DDT. It's great. You see it all the time, so it's not good anymore. It's not exciting anymore.
We're going to take care of these two. Paul from New Jersey asks what we're most excited about for Great Balls of Fire. It's Brock and Joe, us as well. And then Jesse from the 6 asks you about Long Beach. We talked about that off the top of the show. So that leaves one more here.
Michael from Orange County. As others have said, Enzo cut a great promo, and it was nice to see him get a little offense in him. A bite the sneak attack. For a go-home show, I didn't really enjoy Raw that much. Only match I'm looking forward to is Joe and Lesnar and Reigns and Strowman. Question, where do you see Enzo after his program with Big Cass? He's an excellent talker with poor in-ring ability, so some sort of manager will be great. Perhaps give him a go against the Titus brand down the line.
So he is managing one brand and Titus is managing the other?
Wow. No, I don't. You just stop with the managing. I don't know.
No, I think he would be fine as a manager.
He would be okay, but I think he. Someone said he's like John Cena because of this program that this promo he cut tonight saying like you never give up kind of thing. I can see them going that way. Like,
don't you think Cass is going to beat the shit out of him on Sunday?
He needs to. He should do it so much he gets DQ'd and Enzo.
Yeah.
That's
well, maybe. I don't know. But I mean,
Enzo, because he's so small. But then he's like Mighty Mouse, where he's just going to be like, I'm still here. I'm still here. That's
no, that's Neville.
Right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Isn't that what they called?
That's what they wanted, Neville. They thought about giving him a Mighty Mouse gimmick.
So, yeah. Do that, sure. And Brock Lesnar and Joe is the only thing I think people are really excited about. So
this marathon is over.
It's over.
We've been talking, and we've done a lot of it, much more than Braden and I normally do with our 1 hour show that we do every week. And you get to do this all again tomorrow, Braden.
Wow, yes. I'm going to be joined by Bartender Dave, who's a regular here on our What's Next. But sometimes these shows, the last time I was on Review of SmackDown, I remember saying that Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton would not be a good program. And people hated me for saying that.
Yeah, people hate you.
Well, they must have really loved that WrestleMania match. However, the last time Bartender Dave was on Review of SmackDown...
What WrestleMania? It wasn't WrestleMania.
Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt had a WrestleMania match.
That wasn't what you were talking about, though. Weren't you talking about the...
I was
one about the bad house? The house match?
No, I was talking about the Mania match.
Oh,
that was a fantastic match.
Oh, that's the one with the shit in the ring.
Yeah, but of course everyone thought that was going to be the greatest match.
Okay.
Anyways, the last time Dave was on Review of SmackDown, rave reviews. So now, you put us together, and I'll shit the bed. So listen to Review of SmackDown with Bartender Dave and myself tomorrow. John Cena is coming home to SmackDown. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. There's going to be fireworks. We're going to be having a barbecue. Probably not, but yeah. LiveAudioWrestling.com. Live Audio Wrestling. We're on YouTube.
All right, enough.